Hey guys, so today's going to be one of those informal videos that I alluded to in a previous video. We're going to talk about three things today. We're going to talk about the elephant in the room, which is my hair. We're going to talk about the Colourpop lip primer that I told you I hadn't used yet. I have a very tiny review. And we're going to talk about the other Colourpop eyeshadows that I purchased that I am wearing today. So let's get right into it. First of all, I obviously colored my hair. I waited as long as I could because I had a bunch of shampoos and conditioners that I was trying to use up, but I just basically gave up and just pushed them over in the corner of the room because I couldn't stand it anymore. I was dying to color my hair. If you remember last month, or actually longer ago than that now, I had colored my hair, and then the very first time I washed it after I colored it, it went right back to the way it was because I wasn't using special shampoo and conditioner for color treated hair. So hopefully that's not going to happen this time. And somebody always asks me, so I might as well just show you what did I use. I used Preference by L'Oreal 8A Ash Blonde. And I'm going one step darker than I was before. Before I was using, I think it was Garnier Champagne Blonde. And I just felt like that was a little bit too light and made me look kind of washed out, and then it would get lighter as the month went on anyway, no matter what I used for products. And I feel like makeup, it's easier to wear a lot of different makeup colors when you don't have anything going to an extreme in color, like extremely light white blonde hair or gray hair or extremely like jet black hair. I feel like it's more limiting what actually looks good on you. If you try to go a little bit more in moderation, I feel like you can get away with wearing more colors, or the colors that do look good on you look better if you don't go to such an extreme. So anyways, that's what I used, is L'Oreal 8A Ash Blonde, Preference by L'Oreal. And then what I'm going to do now is, whenever I wash my hair, I'm going to use the L'Oreal Paris Advanced Hair Care Color Vibrancy Nourishing Shampoo and Conditioner. And when I opened up the box to color my hair, there was a little advertisement for it right on the flap. And of course I already had these products from before when I reviewed them. So we'll see now how this works in holding on to this color, because I like this color so much better than the Champagne Blonde. Okay, next up, the Colourpop lip primer. Now, you all know how much I love Colourpop. I've placed I don't know how many orders with that company and just love their eyeshadows, love their lipsticks, love their lip liners. Well, I am sad to say that I do not love their lip primer. And I was so shocked because, you know, where I did love everything else, but let's be honest here. There isn't a company out there that doesn't have some stronger or weaker products in their lineup. I mean, nobody can have every single product be great. That's just impossible. I don't care what company it is. So I wouldn't repurchase the lip primer. I didn't feel like it nourished my lips the way I wanted it to. I mean, the whole reason to use a lip primer is to get it ready for the lip product. And, you know, we've had a really harsh, severe winter, and the heat is running constantly in my house. Everything is getting drier than normal. My lips, my body, my hair, my face, everything. And so this has been a real test for all the products that I use to see how well they perform under these conditions, because it's just been such a brutal, harsh winter. So I wouldn't repurchase this lip primer, and it's just a clear twist up lip balm, and yeah, I just didn't feel like it applied well. I didn't feel like it moisturized my lips that great, and I didn't feel like lipsticks went on that great over it, so that is a fail for me. What I did today was I also used my Dior Lip Glow Color Reviver Balm, and you might remember me talking about hauling this or using it in a previous video, and you probably haven't heard me mention it since, and that is because I wasn't really that wild about this either. It was so expensive that I was, whenever you pay a lot more for something, you expect it to be, you know, fantastic because of it, but really I feel like a lot of times all you're paying for is the name, Dior. Really, it's just it's a prestige brand, so it isn't necessarily going to be any better or worse than any other brand. It's just, it's a luxury item, so you're paying for the name. But yeah, people rave about this, and it is pretty on the lips just by itself. It gives you a pink glow. There's also a coral one too, if that's more your preference. But I don't really feel like this is anything that great either. So what I did was I put some of this on, and then I put some of that Colourpop lip primer on, and I just kind of mixed them together and then put my lipstick on top of it. But I did use this yesterday. I tested this out yesterday thoroughly, and the Colourpop one, and yeah, so I really wouldn't repurchase either one of these. I don't feel like you know, I don't feel like the Colourpop one worked the way I wanted it to, and the Dior Lip Glow, while it is a really pretty shade of, it makes your lips look pretty, but I wanted the balm property of it to work equally well. I wanted it to be a lip treatment and a lip color, and I didn't feel like the balm part of it was really all that great. So that's that. And then I also wanted to talk about the eyeshadows that I'm wearing today, because I'm wearing, let's see, in yesterday's video I started off with the pink one, took that off and used it as a highlight shade, and then used the two blues. So these are the only other two eyeshadows that I purchased from my last Colourpop haul. And this is, well no, let's start with this one. This is Hanky Panky, and it's just sort of a matte beige color. I used this as a transition shade, and it worked great for that. And I feel like you could use this as a transition shade for most looks that you would do. Regardless of the fact that I used silver on my eyelids, you can still use a shade like this as a transition shade no matter what other colors you put down on top of it. So I actually started with my highlight shade, which I used the NYX highlighting and contour palette, and so I used this shade right here as my eyeshadow highlight, and I also used it on my face. And then I put the Hanky Panky Colourpop as a transition shade after the highlight from the NYX palette. Then I used Colourpop Deck. And when I first was going to put this look together, I thought, oh God, I hope this isn't going to be too dark and too dramatic and too much. Well, it ended up being just right, because something you should know about Colourpop eyeshadows is the darker shades don't go on quite as intense as what they look in the pot. Actually, none of the shades, now that I think about it, none of the shades really go on as deep and dark in the pan. And I think it's not so much a pigmentation issue as it is a formula issue, because it's sort of a cream to powder formula, then it doesn't apply quite as pigmented. But I was actually glad that it didn't go on as dark on as it did in the pot, because otherwise I think it would have been too much, but I like it. So I put that on my lids, and I put it somewhat in the outer crease. Then what I did was I took just a little bit of a black shadow, and I used the Urban Decay Naked 2 palette in the shade Blackout, only because I don't have a Colourpop black yet. I still would like to try their matte black. I think they even have more than one actually. But I want to try a matte black from them, and I want to get some more gray shadows. I want to get some gray shadows. I don't have any yet. Now that I've tried this silver one and am really happy with the way that it looks, I'm gonna get some grays and a black. And but first I need to wait for the next order to come before I start thinking about the one after that. But once I get a black and some grays, and yeah, I think there might be one shade that's an actual color that I want, but I should be all set for the Colourpop eyeshadows after that. I'll have all the ones that I want. But anyways, yeah, so I took a little bit of that Urban Decay Blackout and I blended that into like the crease, concentrating it on the outside, mixing it in with the silver, and I'm pretty happy with the way this turned out. Then I just used a black eyeliner on my lower lash line and my tight line, and you know, mascara, blah blah blah. And on my lips, it's funny because I was wearing so much red lipstick there for a while. I was really just like on a red lipstick kick. And I was thinking back to last year at this time, and last year, fall and winter, I used a lot of plum lipsticks. And I don't think I had done that once this year, not that I recall anyway. So I took this out. This is MAC Craving, and it's a amplified finish. And I was like, I'm gonna use a plum lipstick today. And so I rediscovered my love for plum lipsticks, because you know how I was saying one day that purple is a hard color for me? Well, not if I do plum. Plum is a shade that I can wear a variety of plums, and they usually, you know, look pretty decent on me. But yeah, so I guess I had forgotten that. That's what got me thinking in those terms, I think, and made me remember that I haven't worn plum lipstick in a long time, was because of how I was saying that purple was a hard color for me, but not when I do plum. So I think that's it, you guys. I wanted to just, you know, get you up to speed on what I thought about a lot of these products and what is going on with my hair, and hopefully I can get it to stay this color and not be that extreme light blonde that really I don't think that's hard for anybody to pull off, I think, for a lot of different reasons. But this is a much more natural, wearable color, I think. And so that's it. I'll let you go, and I'll see you next time, and thanks for watching. Bye.